Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is KPZ. Got a match for you with not a lot of enemy ships here on a map called Islands in the Japanese Tier 2 Premium Destroyer Tachibana. I want to say this came out about a month ago. It was for free in the stores. I'll link that video at about the 2-minute mark if you want to see the original gameplay in this ship. But I was taking a look at the ship in the port and I'm like, hey, this thing has, up to 4 guns per side, depending on which way you maneuver it. So why don't we try a gunboat build? So I took Takeo Kurita and I put him in this ship. And so what you're about to see is a gunboat build of the Tachibana. Now, I do not intend to ever get Azer Lane Yukikaze or any of the Azer Lane stuff. So it's entirely possible that if you have Azer Lane Yukikaze, maybe you can get the same stuff that you would out of Kurita. For me, I have Kurita pretty highly ranked, and I do not have anyone other than torpedo commanders other than Kurita, so I didn't have any other options. But if you have Azer Lane Yukikaze, maybe this might be a good destroyer to put him or her in. Now, something to keep in mind is that those World 4 skills don't apply to Tier 2 destroyers, even if you're down tier facing Tier 3 ships. So just keep that in mind when you set up your commander. Alright, so we're moving out towards Alpha. I've totally discounted the abilities of my teammates since 2 of them are following me into the cap circle and leaving Bravo all alone. Alright, so we're here in the Tachibana. As you can see, looking at the ship icon, we've got a forward turret, you got 2 wing turrets, and then we've got a midships turret and a rear turret. So essentially 4 turrets per side. Alright, here is an enemy ship. Maybe it's a Caledon? That's just a guess. We are playing Sans classes today and risking it all. It is a Caledon. Alright, so we got our smoke screen up. We're going to break into our smoke screen, lighting them up with our guns. We are using armor piercing just to see if it'll do anything. So far, it's not having the desired effects. He totally dodged our torpedoes. And because I'm a moron, we're still shooting armor piercing. And again, we're not doing anything. By the way, I figured out after reading online all about that 5th hit marker. I think I'm forgetting what it is, but that 5th hit marker was added, and oh, I'm such a moron. Anyway, there's a 5th hit marker. I'll figure it out if we get a break in the action. Alright, so armor piercing isn't doing anything, so we're going to get some torpedoes out here. Hopefully this allegedly friendly destroyer isn't going to get in the way of our torpedoes. We've switched to high explosive. It's not really doing anything either. Continuing to fire. Oh, I know what it is. Alright. Hey, torpedo strike. We took out the Caledon. That 5th hit marker is for if you're hitting the armor belt. So maybe that's what we were getting on all those. I don't know. Alright, Campbelltown over there.
All stations.
If you're familiar with the Campbelltown, all you can really do in that thing is ram enemy ships because your guns have a really trashy reload and your torpedoes just suck. So we shot at him. We're changing sides here. You know, think of all those strategies you use in those Tier 3 battleships with the wing turrets, and you can apply them when it comes to gunnery to the Tachibana here. Alright, so we're going to turn and get some torpedoes out. Man, I'm so glad I remembered what that 5th hit marker was for. You guys would have been like clicking off. What an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That one guy who's never coming back would have been really pissed. Alright, so hey, look at that. The Campbelltown fooled me. He is sailing towards us. Not recommended, Campbelltown, but whatever. And we're shooting our guns. And we're shooting HE. We set him on fire. And now it looks like he is moving away. And we're about to cap. So we see his torpedoes ahead of time. So we will maneuver around them. We'll get the solo base cap. And then we're going to torque a little bit there. And then I'm like, you know what? let's be smart, KPZ. We're not going to chase this guy all over God's green earth or blue ocean to kill him. If he's going to run away and hide, we're going to let him run away and hide. And we're just going to do other stuff. So we let him go behind the island. And we're turning, thinking about getting torpedoes out, maybe finish them off, but I do not want to be distracted. By the way, speaking of distracted, our team is down by one ship. So we're continuing to shoot at the Campbelltown. You can see, even though it's a Japanese destroyer, shell arcs are still pretty good, so you do have some pretty fair to middle-end ballistics on these guns. But they are low caliber. I think they're 76.2 caliber guns. Here's the part where I just leave this guy and say, you know what? I'm not going to chase you all over the place, dude. You run into those torpedoes, great. If you don't, I'm going to capture Bravo. And meanwhile, while I said that, our teammate killed one of the enemy team. Alright, so we're moving into Bravo here in the Tachibana. Got some torpedoes coming at us, so we're going to turn to make sure that they don't hit us. The Campbelltown coming back out, so we're going to shoot our guns at them a little bit. But as you can see, other than turning to get more turrets on target, we are just going to let that guy go. Because you cannot let the enemy drag you away from the objectives in a match that you don't have in hand. Okay. And when I say in hand, I mean a match you know you're going to win. Right? So in the domination match, you got to capture the cap circles. So that's what we're doing. And we're going to head over here and see if we can help out our teammate. And even if we can't, we're going to be capturing Bravo. And that's a cap that the enemy is going to have to flip. All right. And you would think that the Campbelltown would turn in to the Alpha cap and flip that cap. He is not doing that for whatever reason. All right. So here we're engaging a Fusilier. This is the, I believe, the Tier 2 Tech Tree French destroyer, because the premium version, like the premium version of our ship, is the Ensbolde. So this is the Tech Tree ship, the Fusilier. Let's say I think my Tech Tree Spotlight of the Fusilier had a 4-kill game. Definitely a very powerful destroyer at this tier. Especially if you can get an all Tier 2 match, which is very, very rare these days. Alright, second solo base cap here in the Tachibana. Still 2v2. And there is the Fusilier. Barely dodged our torpedoes. Oh, if I could have picked him off there, that would have been so nice. But that's okay. Alright, here he's turning on to us. We are hitting him with these guns. And we're going to turn. And for Gunboat video, why am I using my torpedoes? Who knows? And we missed him, so we're going to have to use our guns. Alright, so we're turning, getting these turrets on target. 1, 2, 3, 4 lined up. And they got a pretty good reload. We are getting cap defended flags. He's turning towards us and giving us the best possible angle. And we finish him off with these guns for kill number 2. Blown up. I'm really kind of glad he dodged my torpedoes. I don't remember exactly what happened in these matches when I record the voiceover, and I'm like, it's a gunboat build video, but you're killing the ships with your torpedoes. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so now that we've killed him, we get to meander around here in the Charlie cap. And I think we're going to get an assisted cap on this one. And there it is. And so now the only thing left is to go back and find our friend the Campbelltown, who hasn't tried to advance the red team's objectives in any way, shape, or form since the match began. He could have easily captured Alpha while we were fighting the Fusilier, and he didn't do that. He could have moved into Bravo and tried to cap that. He didn't do that. He's hiding on the outside of these islands close to the cap circle, but he's not going into the cap circle. So because it's always nicer to do things with friends, I asked my teammate to help me. I don't think he's going to help me at all. Since we do have the RDF indicator going on this gunboat commander, we have a general idea of where the Campbelltown is. And you already know that I think it is not a very powerful ship. It doesn't have good armaments. And so I am not worried about taking him out at all. All right, here we've spotted him. I'm going to engage him using these guns. Set him on fire, no problem there. Continuing to shoot, continuing to do damage. And we do hit our... Oh, we have the remainder of our speed boost. Was thinking about launching torpedoes, and we will launch, just to launch, because it could be launched from me. But we're going to continue to damage him with these guns. Unfortunately for him, he's not going to be able to dodge the torpedo right there. But all in all, it's a gunboat build. Legit, right? All right, here we are on the victory screen. I have to laugh when I read these numbers. 17,930 total damage. 2 torpedo strikes, 3 kills, 1 cap defended flag, 2 solo base caps, and 1 assisted base cap. We ended up with just over 100,000 silver and 4715 ship XP and commander XP in the Tachibana. Hopefully we look at the commander in the port at some point. But if we don't, we're using Takeo Kurita. All right, here we are at the top of the board. 1746 base XP, 3 big kills. Dominated the enemy team, even with cruisers. No problem for the Tachibana gunboat build. So I recommend trying it out. And I guess we're not going to go look at the commander, so believe what I say. Use your gunboat commander.